Hello everybody, good morning to all of you. Today in this video we are going to learn London's theory of superconductivity. So let us see what is the London's theory of superconductivity. But before going to discuss theory, we have to know that who developed this theory. Actually, this theory was developed by London brothers. F. London and H. London in 1935 derived London's equation to explain the phenomenon of flux penetration inside the superconductors. Flux penetration inside the superconductors. So first of all, let us see what is the meaning of flux penetration inside the superconductor. Actually, when we were discussing Meissner effect in the previous videos, we recall Meissner effect. As discussed earlier, we have seen that in Meissner effect, the magnetic flux density inside the superconductor is zero, means magnetic flux expels. When the superconducting material is first cooled below Tc critical temperature or transition temperature and then placed in magnetic field, the magnetic flux expels through the through the interior of the superconductor. It means magnetic flux cannot penetrate inside the superconductor in presence of magnetic field. But experimentally it is not so. Actually, Meissner effect, according to Meissner effect, inside the superconductor or in the interior of the superconductor, flux excludes. Magnetic flux is zero inside, but experimentally it is not so. In fact, the magnetic flux decays from a constant value at the surface to zero value in the interior somewhat gradually rather than abruptly. Earlier, we were told that magnetic flux decreases or becomes zero abruptly, but it is not so. Experiment says something different. According to experimental result, magnetic flux decays from a constant value at the surface to zero value in the interior somewhat gradually rather than abruptly. Gradually, not abruptly. So, not this word. London equations are useful in describing many of the magnetic property of the superconductor. So let us now learn what is the London's equation. How can we derive it mathematically? So we are going to derive. See here. Let Ns, N suffix S. S stands for superconductor. Ns means N is for number. Here number density, not simply number. It is number density, means number divided by volume. So Ns, we assume that it is number density, that is number per unit volume of the superconducting electrons. In addition, we assume that E is the electric field, m is the mass of the electron, small m, E is the charge of electron, and v is the drift velocity. Then according to equation of motion m, you know that force equal to mass into acceleration. Here m is the mass and dv by dt, rate of change of velocity, is called acceleration. Okay, and right side it is force experienced by electronic charge in presence of electric field. Force is equal to ee. Due to electron it is minus here. Okay, we assume it as equation 1. Now we recall another formula, current density. The supercurrent density Js is equal to minus NSEV. Okay, so Js, it is the current density, and Ns the number of the superconducting electrons per unit volume. Density actually is the charge of electron, V is again velocity. So we assume this as equation 2. Now we differentiate equation 2. What is left side? Left side is Js. So differentiate derivative will be dJs by dt. And right side, see here, minus NSE are constants. So we can't differentiate. We keep it outside the derivative. And differentiation of B is dV by dt. With this relation, we can get dV by dt, which I have written here. dV by dt is equal to minus 1 by this one. And this dV by dt is substituted in equation 1. See here, it is your equation. This is your equation 1, m dV by dt. So I am putting the value of dV by dt from here. We get this one. See here, equation 3. Equation 3, del Gs by del T is equal to ns E square E by m. This equation is known as first London equation. Okay. Now we see the result of this relation. Okay. So what do we get from this relation? This equation shows that the presence of electricity here E, right side here, the presence of an electric field causes the current change with time. Left side is the current density per unit time is derivative, so it is change with time. So steady current can be set up without an electric field, because in presence of electric field we find the current with change in current with time. Okay, and that is why I have written here. So steady current can be set up without an electric field. Now we use Maxwell's equation. Maxwell has given four equations. This is one of the four equations. Del cross E is equal to minus del V by del T. See here, B. What is B? B is the magnetic field, which is equal to minus mu 0 H. And we replace B with mu 0 H. Then we will get minus mu 0 del H by del T. Mu 0 is constant, so it is out of derivative sign. Okay. So this is your equation 4. And now we return to equation 3. See here. This is del Js by del T. Actually, how to proceed? We take the curl here, both sides. So it will be del cross del Js by del T is equal to ns E square by m del cross E. And this del cross E and this is also del cross E. So we substitute here. So what to write? We have to write that taking the curl of equation 3 and substituting in equation 4, we get equation 5. Okay. So first we take the curl of equation 3 and then with the help of equation or with the help of this we get this one by putting in equation, substituting into equation 4. It is del by del T. You can see left side of equation 5 del cross del by del T, and del by del T can be removed by integration, and that is why we are going to integrate. So it will be del cross JH. After integration, it will be del cross JS. Okay, and this is minus mu 0 ns e square by m h minus h 0. Why h minus h 0? Because this is del h by del t. After integration, it will be h, and limit of integration is taken from h to h 0. H 0 is constant of integration. Okay, which is actually a constant of integration that represents an arbitrary field at t is equal to 0. The Misner effect precludes Rosen in magnetic fields in the superconductor so that H0 is equal to 0. So this one is 0. So in equation 6 under bracket there are two terms H minus H0, and as H0 is 0, so only H will left here, and that is why in equation 7 we write del cross A, left side same, right side almost same except at 0 is equal to 0. Okay, so we get this one. This equation referred to as the second Langdon's equation. Earlier we saw the first Langdon equation, now we are going to see the second Langdon equation, that is equation 7. Already we have seen. Now next is to get the expression for penetration depth. Actually, we want to see how much it penetrate. Okay. So, how to proceed? We are taking the curl of equation 7. See here. Del cross JS. It is already here, but we are taking curl again. So, it will be del cross JS. Okay. Taking the curl of equation 7 and using the Maxwell equation. It is del cross JS, and we use Maxwell equation. So we, after putting the value, we get this one, where D is the electric displacement. Okay. What is D? D is the electric displacement. Okay. Now, for the DC case, del D by del T is equal to 0. D is the electric displacement. In DC case, electric displacement does not vary with time, so it is 0. Also, we have, this is the triple, or when you multiply or double scalar, sorry, not double scalar, but actually this is the identity del cross JS is equal to this one. This is a formula actually, and this formula is taken here, applied here. So when this formula is applied here, we get this one, and we write del dot JS is equal to 0. So see here, right side del dot JS inside bracket, this will be 0, and 0 into del again 0. So it will be del cross right side minus del to JS, and this side del cross JS, which is equal to this one from equation 9. So we take the help of equation 9, we get this one. Okay. Now we are here, del square del dot JS is equal to JS by lambda square, equation 10, where lambda square is equal to this one. Actually, see here in equation 9, this term, okay, this term, when we solve with the help of this by putting this value, we get this. So lambda square is equal to, we have assumed actually here mu 0 ns e square by m, but here you write, here you see m by m, so invert 1 by lambda square. The quantity lambda having the dimension of distance, lambda is the wavelength. The wavelength means dimension of distance, is termed the penetration depth. To recognize the significance of lambda, we consider the one-dimensional form of equation 10. See here, equation 10. del square, double differentiation, d2 js dx square, here x. Actually, see here, this del square in equation 10, okay, del square is equal to del 2 by del x square plus del 2 by del y square plus del 2 by del z square. But if we consider the x-axis only, it will be x component d2 js by dx square, and right side js by lambda square in equation 10. So here it is same, there is no change. It is the second order differential equation whose solution is this. So you have to remember the solution, and a1 a2, these are constants which are determined by boundary. So in the x direction, suppose at surface, suppose at x is equal to 0, so x is equal to 0, the solution a1 e to the power x by lambda involves infinite current, so it has to be discarded. The constant a2 is identified with the current density J0 at the surface. Obviously, J0 cannot have an x component out of the surface. The total current per unit width perpendicular to the direction of the current is I is equal to this. Here integration is used for total current density. Equation 13. Clearly, the penetration depth lambda is the effective thickness of the current carrying layer if the current were uniform with the surface current density J0. The penetration depth is analogous to the skin depth in metals. To find the penetration of the magnetic field into the superconductor, we assume that the current Js is in the y direction. Then del cross Js is equal to this one, where k is unit vector in the z direction. Now we use equation 7, and equation 7, using equation 7, we get this equation. This is the last equation, h is equal to lambda j0 e to the power minus x by lambda k. This equation shows that h varies with x in the same fashion as Js does. We at once conclude that the Misner effect is not complete for thin film of superconductors. This is a very important line. Misner effect is not complete for thin film of superconductor. If the thickness of the superconductor is of the order of lambda, the magnetic field does not drop suddenly inside the material. The magnetic field inside the sample is zero at depth of about 5 times lambda. So magnetic flux does not exclude or does not drop suddenly. Okay, I hope you have understood this understood the answer of question London's theory of superconductivity. Still, if you feel any problem, then you may contact through social sites, WhatsApp, Telegram, or other sources which is possible under lockdown period. So, thank you.